So, good morning everyone. So, I will be discussing about the cultural practices in sustainable agriculture. So, cultural practices are traditional agricultural methods that are important to sustainable agriculture because the number one is to improve soil health. These practices can help prevent soil erosion, replenish nutrients, and reduce weeds. Number two is increase crop yields. Sustainable practices can help improve crop health and productivity. Number three is reduce the need for chemicals. These practices are simple and don't require a lot of technical skills or chemicals. And lastly is promote biodiversity. Sustainable practices can contribute to soil biodiversity and agro-ecosystem resilience. So I have here examples of the cultural practices in sustainable agriculture, which is the number one is the agroforestry. It is a land use practice that combines trees, crops, and sometimes livestock to create sustainable and productive land. It also involves planting trees, shrubs, or keeping those that are already in the farms. So when we say agroforestry, it is the production of trees and non-tree scrap or animals on the same place of land. The crops can be grown together and the same time, can be grown in rotation or even in the grown up separate plots when materials from one are used to benefit another. So agroforestry can improve water quality, reduce greenhouse gases, and protect soil from erosion. Trees absorb carbon from the atmosphere and store in the soil, which can help combat climate change. So the number two is the cover cropping. This is the growing of crops to cover cultivated ground, reducing erosion by raindrop splash and overland flow. Cover crops to protect the soil from excessive heat and creates a good environment for microorganisms. It's sometimes known as live mulching. So cover cropping also is a farming practices that involves planting plants to cover the soil rather than harvesting them. So cover crops improve soil health, protect the soil from erosion, and manage other aspects of the agroecosystem, which include number one is soil health, erosion, weeds, pests and diseases, and biodiversity. The third one is the timely planting. Timely planting into a well-prepared seedbed will help produce a fast-growing, uniform crop that will have higher yields and better competition against weeds and pests. The best time to plant depends on locality, variety, weather, water availability, and the best harvest time is the practice of aligning crop cycles with favorable weather conditions to increase crop yields and reduce the risk of losses. Timely planting also is the practice of aligning crop cycles with favorable weather conditions to increase crop yields and reduce risk of losses. The best time to plant depends on the several factors including location, the locality where the crop will be grown. Number two is the variety, the type of crop being grown. Number three is the weather, the expected weather conditions during the crop's growth phases. Number four is the water availability, the amount of water available for the crop. And the last is the harvest time, the best time to harvest the crop. So as you can see in this picture, I have two types of seed bed. So the number four is the intercropping. Intercropping is a multiple cropping system in which two or more crops species planted simultaneously in field during a growing season. Intercropping can also include companion planting, which is planting of different crop in proximity. So intercropping is a type of polyculture and is often practiced in areas with degraded soil. It's becoming more popular as farmers look for ways to be more sustainable and maintain soil health. Here are some benefits of intercropping. Number one is increases yield. Intercropping can increase the yield of a given piece of land. Number two is reduces inputs. Intercropping can reduce the amount of inputs needed. Number three is protect from weather. Mixed cropping can protect the main crop from severe weather conditions like drought, frost, and winds. Number 4 is improved soil quality. Some non-cash plants used as a cover crops can improve soil quality. And number 5 uses biodiversity. Intercropping takes advantage of the relationship between biodiversity and ecosystem functioning. Lastly is the crop rotation. Is the practices of growing different crops in the same area over multiple growing seasons. Rotation of crop is not only necessary to offer a diverse or diet to the soil microorganisms, but as they are rooting in different soil depths, crops are capable to explore the different soil layers of the foreign nutrients. So, crop rotation is the practices of planting different crops in specific order on the same land over time. It's a managed tool that uses the natural properties of crops to improve soil health, increase yields, and control pests. Here are some benefits of crop rotation. Number 1 is soil health, pest control, nutrient management, erosion protection, greenhouse gas emissions, food production, and crop productions can be simple with 2 or more tree crops or clumpers with a dozen or more. The average crop rotation cycle can take up to 8 years.
Following, this is the practice of leaving land uncultivated for a specific period of time, usually over a year. Following allows land to regain its fertility and helps soil erosion, leaching, and weed growth. It also helps control pests and diseases. It is also the process of leaving a plot of land uncultivated for 1 or more seasons as part of crop rotation. Following is an agricultural technique that involves leaving land unseeded for 1 or more growing seasons to restore soil's fertility. Irrigation. The main goal of irrigation is to provide plants with the proper amount of water at the best time. Adequate soil water will influence the entire growth process, from seedbed preparation, germination, root growth, nutrient utilization, plant growth and regrowth, yield, and quality. Irrigation is the artificial application of water to the soil through various systems of tubes, pumps, and spray. Thinning. This is the removal of weak, dead, or excess plant seedlings so as to enable the better established and healthy ones develop properly. It is the selective removal of flowers, fruits, roots, and seedlings for young plants to allow adequate space for the remaining organs or plants. In agriculture, thinning is the process of removing some plants or parts of the plants to allow others to grow. Pruning, practice that involves the selective removal of parts of a plant, such as branches, leaves, or roots for the purpose of providing its health, shape, and productivity. Pruning is a common agricultural practice that involves removing parts of a plant to improve its health, shape, and productivity. Here are some benefits of pruning. Improve health, increase production, safety, aesthetic appeal, long-term health. Crop spacing refers to the planting distance allowable for each crop species between interrow and intrarow or just between crops. It varies from one plant species to another. The right spacing for crops depends on a number of factors including the type of crop, its growth habit, and the projected yield.
My name is Zoraida Usman and I'm the third reporter.
Seed selection is a cultural practice that involves choosing seeds for planting that are high quality and healthy to ensure a healthy crop. Seed selection is a key part of cultural practices because it can improve the quality of yields and healthy crops. Farmers can also use seed selection practice to create new varieties and adapt existing ones to changing conditions. Applying manure is important upang mas maging mataba ang ating pananim. Contour farming practices is a soil conservation technique where farmers plow and plant crops along the natural contours of the land. This creates a series of level terraces that follow the slope of the land instead of straight and up down the hill. Terraces are cultural practice that involves cutting into hills and mountains to create platforms for farming. Terraces also allow people to grow crops in areas where it would otherwise be impossible. They also help control water runoff and prevent soil erosion. Terraces can be living landscapes that embody a community's cultural, including their engineering skills, traditional agricultural practices, and commitment to ecological balance.